that was a very comfortable stay in the Comfort Inn in Warwick, or Warwick, as they say, a suburb of Providence, their largest and pretty much only city, effectively. But it's lovely. So we're going to head on to Connecticut. A minor consideration is the code for the state should be something that is unambiguous. So Rhode Island has RI, R-I, and each of the states has a 2-letter code. Now, something that occurred to me is that if you live in Maine, a state with a small population, then when you're looking things up, like Dover or some town name or some facility, and you want to put your code name in, you're going to type the word me. I think that that might be less searchable than RI, which isn't a word, or NH, which is New Hampshire and also not a word in English. Though that's also, I suppose, a minus for Ohio, which is just O.
Chris, what did you think of Rhode Island?
I think Rhode Island was very nice, that the drivers are nicer. New England does seem quite reserved, but reserved doesn't mean unpleasant, it just means less outgoing. I think it was very nice, and I like the look of it, and we met lots of nice people. I think it had a good balance of being not too busy and raucous. It had a sense of community, but also wasn't semi-deserted. I think that's a good combination. This is a definite maybe.
We are in
Connecticut, our 23rd state.
So Norwich, Hartford and Colchester. They're all towns in England. We're going into Hartford, Connecticut.
So we are in a neighborhood. They have some advertising that is pretty much only in Spanish.
So we're heading towards the state capital. Yeah, there's quite a lot of graffiti here. It's quite densely populated, I think, because there isn't a lot of spare land. There isn't really any room for any trees, apart from that one. That's a tree, but it seems to be clinging on for its life.
The roads here are quite bumpy.
They are very bumpy.
Hartford, you need to collect some taxes to fix this.
I've never been to somewhere where the signs were all in Spanish, except for Madrid.
Where it honestly made sense.
It did, it made a lot of sense.
I have to say, that surprises me. I didn't know there were communities that this far north that were this Spanish speaking.
They're building a gas station there. That's how a gas station's made. It seems to have changed again. In Rhode Island, people were generally nice on the roads, and here, if you leave it more than 0.1 seconds before driving away from a light that's turned green, you get someone angrily and in my view, preemptively beeping and telling you that the light's green. And they seem to do that just as a matter of course, rather than for any reasonable reason. But this is the state capital, and that's with an O, not an A. Sort of like a Byzantine palace. Of all these tall buildings is that house there. I'm trying to find somewhere where we can get out and maybe speak to people, but I'm not seeing a lot. Maybe we should go to a suburb. We're now going through, I think this is north of the centre, and the road is, poor Dodge. Sorry, Dodge. Sorry.
Well, that was fun.
that was good. We're going to head to New Haven. That fuel price, that's quite high, and this doesn't seem like a very rich area.
So we are in New Haven, Connecticut, and it is pouring.
This is downtown. That is some trees in a sort of park. So this looks like the old part of town. I think this looks quite like back in England. I mean, look at that church, for example. I think this might be too much like England. And actually, driving on a one-way street, I can't even get the sense that I'm driving on the other side of the road. This university has some nice buildings. It's a good one, isn't it?
Yes, you want one of the best in the world.
We are at Yale.
The roads aren't coping with this very well at all. That tree leaning.
It is. I think you should drive quite quickly under it.
Oh, stop it.
No, I think you should just carry on, sweetheart.
There's Sikorsky.
They make helicopters. We are in a part of Connecticut that's quite close to New York City, and the traffic is horrific. It's only 4:25, and this is taking quite a while. This part of Connecticut looks like it's a lot more cultivated. I think it's got more money. $3.29 for fuel here, and that's with cash. It's even worse. If you don't have cash, then it's up to $3.39.
Connecticut's really expensive. We're doing our laundry in the hotel, and it costs more than double. I think this might be triple the amount to do laundry here than it's done in any other days in. Everything's expensive here. The hotel's got an Indian restaurant, which I quite fancy, but it costs more than England. These houses are enormous. I think we're going through somewhere that is extremely rich. The contrast between here and Hartford is astonishing. These people are so well off. No wonder they charge so much for